I hear that he wants to be the backup for this fight. What would your reaction be if he is the backup for this fight? And have you heard anything from the UFC about that?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from the UFC, and Robert Whittaker. That just goes to show what an amazing fighter he is. I'm so happy for him, and so happy that the world can see. Everybody looks at this fight, going, "Oh, Dricus beat Whittaker. Maybe Whittaker is out of his prime. Whittaker is done. He's washed." Guys, the man is 32 years old, 31, turning 32. He's in his prime still, and I'm just happy that he proved all those naysayers wrong in saying no, he's a washed-up fighter. For myself, obviously that's great as well, and proving to the world and all these other fighters, listen, yeah, you're doing great at the back of the line. Come play with the big boys in a top 5 and see what it's like. And Whittaker proved that. He proved that, listen, you can be a number 10 ranked fighter. To be a number 10 ranked fighter and to be a number 3 ranked fighter is two very, very different things. The difference between the number 1 guy, number 1 fighter and number 5 fighter, on any given night, anyone can win. But the difference between the number 1 fighter and number 10 fighter is massive. I've been in both scenarios. It's a big step up, and I'm just happy he got to prove that, and he proved that to the world and to the rest of the division. Listen, win your fights, earn your respect, but stay in your lane.
Yeah, the top 5 is where the big boys play in the UFC middleweight division, but it's interesting because you've got Sean Strickland saying that he's going to sit out, sort of wait for this title shot, and now you've got Robert Whittaker in this great position as well. From your perspective, if it was up to you, because obviously the UFC have to figure it out, if things go to plan against Israel, which one of the two would you prefer to sort of rematch?
Well, that's a good one. I mean, just in terms of what the people want to see me and Strickland do the rematch. They make the most noise, the Strickland fans, I guess. But, either one of them, at the end of the day, I'm here to fight the best guys. I'm here to fight the biggest fights, the fights that most make the fans want to see. So, in my opinion, if I was how I see this playing out, you cannot not do the Whittaker versus Strickland fight. I think that's the fight that needs to happen. Now, I know Strickland, when we were at the presser, said Whittaker is nothing but a blitz, and it's an easy fight, and now he doesn't want to take that fight. Let me tell you one thing, Robert Whittaker is no easy fight for anybody. Strickland, also an incredible fighter, and it's just a fight that makes so much sense. It's that's a fight on its own. You can main event that fight on any card, and I honestly think that's how it's going to play out. I think that's going to be the fight. I think the UFC is going to make Whittaker and Strickland, and ultimately that's going to determine who's the number 1 contender. With Khamzat out of the run for now, I would have obviously loved to see the fight with him and Whittaker, but with him being out of the run for now, I think Whittaker, Strickland for number 1 contender fight's the next one.
Who do you think wins it between Rob and Sean?
Interesting. I think Sean has a style which it's really hard to hit him. He's defensively is really, really good. He's really hard to hit and to avoid damage. He's not scared to make it a boring fight. And with Rob, he has got a blitz, and it's a lot faster than you think. And you can put your lights out with one punch, which Strickland does not have. I think Rob has a more all-around game for sure, but then Strickland has the size advantage, and it's all going to come down to who's going to implement their game plan. If you're going to let Strickland walk forward and get into that rhythm, there's very few people on earth that's going to be able to beat him. But if you're fighting Rob's style and standing still in front of him, waiting for him to blitz, there's nobody in the world that's going to beat him. So that would be a very interesting fight. And the fact that I don't 100% know who's going to win that fight, that means it's a great fight.